The MLB is horrified of this. The Padres are officially back and looking extra dangerous, more than normal. These underrated players are making a huge impact on the team right now, and we are excited. Let's talk about that. Before anything, welcome back to another episode of Padres Digest. Good morning, Padres fans. Apologies for the late recap. I work Wednesday nights, and the Padres, for some reason, decided to schedule a game at 6 o'clock instead of 1 o'clock. So, morning update for you guys. Hope y'all are feeling fantastic. Before anything, make sure you guys stick around to the end of the video because we do have some post-game fan reactions as always. Comment on Reddit, comment on Twitter. Maybe you'll be featured on this channel. Also, please subscribe. Just hit my mic. Hope that didn't make a noise. Please subscribe. We love making this content for you, and the best way you can support us is by subscribing. Okay, I have a lot to talk about today, so let's just get right into it real quick. Our post-game talking points. X marks his spot. You saw his home run today. Without him, we still would have won the game, but it made a better impact, trust me, and watching X perform well always brings a smile to my face. And then the most important question of the day, is Randy actually legit? We'll talk about that in a second. I got a lot of stats for you on this one. And of course, what's up next for the Padres? Series preview coming up at the end of the video, or at least at the third talking point. So let's just get back into it real quick. So, as you noticed, Xander Bogaerts with a fantastic, wonderful home run today. And Barron Lockridge with another clutch 2 RBIs. I got videos to show you. First, let's do an AJ Cassaville recap. Padres 5, Angels 1. Xander Bogaerts had a 3-run homer in the first, and Brandon Lockridge smacked a 2-run single in the 8th. The Padres scored all 5 of their runs with 2 outs. Solid effort from Randy Vasquez and a nice bounce-back inning from Robert Suarez. I love AJ Cassaville's tweets. Just makes my life easier. Bogaerts with a nice little home run, 3-run home run in the first with 2 outs. Puts us on the board. Anytime Xander hits a home run, it's a big deal. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. But I'm happy when Xander does good. And then Brandon Lockridge, a clutch man, who I think might be earning the left field spot. Let me know what you think about that. He had a nice base hit. So our offense was doing good. I mean, obviously, I feel like with our offense, we could be scoring like 1 billion runs a game. But let's look at the box score real quick. So, obviously, we've learned this series that the Angels have some good power hitters and not a lot of great contact, which might tie into our Randy Vasquez point later. But for right now, Tatis with a stinker. He had a walk, so I guess we'll take that. But his average has been dropping a little bit recently, but that's fine. He's still over 300. We're always going to take that. Arraez would have hit. I feel like Arraez could be doing better, obviously. But Machado with another game. He has a 16-game hitting streak right now, I'm pretty sure. I had a graphic. I don't know if I brought it. Let me double check. But Machado is going absolutely insane right now. I did have one. Okay, I just wanted to double check. Let's get rid of you real quick. Why are you barking at me, computer? Manny Machado's hitting streak is at 14 games after his first inning single. It's tied for the second longest of his career. He went 16 games with Baltimore in 2016. I think he's got it, personally. But 2 more hits, 2 walks. Machado is at 410 OBP. Genuinely, Machado, if he gets more power, he could be a legitimate MVP candidate. And I don't take that lightly because we got Merrill, we got Tatis, and they're both crazy. But Machado is so sneaky good right now. And like we kind of expected from him, but like at this level, it's like more. It's like surpassing our expectations. And then Bogaerts, we talked about Gavin Sheets with a kind of a stinker today. He's very on and off, as we've learned. Joy Cronenworth had a pretty sneaky good game today. And then, of course, Brandon Lockridge with a nice hit. Maldonado, it's Maldonado. You know, sometimes Maldonado's going to do great. Sometimes Maldonado's going to do not so great. That's kind of what we're getting. And his defense isn't the same as it used to be. But that's fine. I like Elias Diaz. I'm fine with Maldonado as a backup for right now. But our offense is doing good, right? I don't want to spend too long on the offense because I want to talk about the more important part, in my opinion, the more important point. Is Randy actually legit? I have heard a lot of back and forth points on Twitter, on everything, right? So I've heard this for starters. Best way to describe Vasquez's pitching style is throw a bunch of bullcrap up there and hope it works. And you know what? It has so far, despite the pretty ugly underlying metrics. We'll get into the metrics. I actually do have some metrics for you guys. But I had another point, which is kind of the opposite. People said Randy Vasquez was a fluke, couldn't strike anyone out, numbers were lucky, not a legit starter, but I'm here to tell you Randy Vasquez is the real deal. His pitch mix is legit and only getting better, believe it. So, let's go back real quick to our box score. So let's see his day. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts, and 1 walk. I'm pretty sure I also have this on here. No, I do not. But that's okay. I have a buttload of pictures. I got to take some out, put some in, so sometimes I forget. But again, we'll just do this right now real quick. Padres, 3 runs. Vasquez, 6 innings pitch, 1 run, and a bounce back day for Suarez and the pen. We'll get into that in just a second. But let's go back real quick. So Vasquez, 5 strikeouts, which is already pretty good. Do not get me wrong at all. But I have some underlying graphics I want to show you guys real quick. So let's start with the game logs. I got some of this from MLB.com. I got some of this from, it was Baseball Savant. But it does include his stats for today. Cool, great. So walks, first of all, just 1 today. Yeah, double checking, 1 today. Love it. His last start, 1. Sometimes we'll have 5, and we don't love that. But his strikeouts have been a consistent 5, which isn't like incredible. He's not going to break Nolan Ryan's record anytime soon. But we'll take 5 solid strikeouts from Randy Vasquez, of course. And then just the 1 earned run, 2 earned runs last start, 1 earned run. So he's up and down, right? But he does have a 3.75 ERA. But the thing I want to show you guys, if you look towards the bottom of the screen, bottom right, ERA versus expected ERA. So his ERA this year, 2025, 3.76. But his expected ERA is almost 6. So, I'm not a baseball savant. I want that to be clear. I love baseball. I've been watching baseball for basically my entire life. I'm not good at mathematics, and I'm not great at statistics. So correct me if I am wrong. Please, I love being corrected, as long as you're nice to me about it. But expected ERA shows that that's what his ERA is expected to be. And as you can see on the percentile ranking, he is poorly ranked in expected batting average, expected ERA, fastball velocity, poorly ranked. Average exit velocity is great, though. So people aren't, like, destroying the ball. And his hard hit, they're not destroying the ball. So, going back to this tweet, Vasquez just throwing a bunch of pitches and it's somehow working is genuinely kind of working in the weirdest way. The problem is, how long can some pitcher throw some random bullcrap out and expect the pitch good? Because I feel like that's such a dangerous game to play, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way. There's a difference between being lucky and pitching good. And what it seems like from these stats, and I'll leave them up here a little longer if you guys want to see it, but from what I'm understanding from these stats, again, might be wrong, is that Vasquez is getting lucky. Vasquez is getting lucky. I mean, his barrel percentage is like between poor and average, and like his chase, his whiffs, his Ks, all poor. It's just, how long can Vasquez keep this up? And we could deep dive the other pitchers. I know we called Kolek legit already. Christian called him legit. I called him legit. I haven't looked at his Baseball Savant page yet. And he's only had, 2 Major League starts? Randy Vasquez has been starting since last year. Are we comfortable with Randy Vasquez? And so much so that we are willing to keep him long-term on this team. Because at the end of this year, genuinely, if we re-sign Michael King, we're going to have a bit of a pitcher's logjam. Let's put it that way. Musgrove back, Yu Darvish hopefully healthy. And I actually have a point I want to make about Michael King. That might come out tomorrow, so be tuned in for tomorrow. But Randy Vasquez is an interesting player. And I don't know how he makes me feel. I don't know how you make me feel, Randy Vasquez. I am happy we are winning games with you. And our offense has picked you up, and I love it so much. I'm so glad you can contribute to this team. How long is this going to last? And we do have people waiting in AAA. I mean, I still like Kyle Hart, even though he played pretty horribly. I like the low-key pitching depth we have, but I really want Vasquez to succeed. So we're gonna hope and pray. Another player we want to succeed, of course, and has been doing fantastic. We talked about it right now. Bounce back day for Suarez and the pen. So Just a quick little clip. Boop. I think my favorite part of the day, genuinely, is Mike Shildt putting out Robert Suarez with a 4-run lead, and just getting his confidence back. And he did great, right? I forgot to show you my Randy Vasquez clips. We can look at them while I talk real quick. But it's like when you watch the clips, it does look filthy, right? Like he's getting strikeouts. Obviously, these are strikeout clips, so you're not going to get the full picture of his performance. So unless you're really sitting down and watching his entire game, you're not going to understand. But he does look good. He looks good on TV, I guess I can say, but on paper, it's a little different story. But Robert Suarez, like I said, we're happy he's relatively back. Thank you for the call, umpire. But yeah, we're happy about that. But yeah, let's move on to our last point real quick before I make this video way too long. Up next for the Padres, of course, I have the graphics for you. But go to you real quick. Up next, the Vetter Cup. It is officially official. If you don't know what the Vetter Cup is, it's basically it was like a low-key made-up rivalry where Vetter, I'm going to double-check before I give you wrong information. Give me a sec. But I know he is a famous Eddie Vedder. That's his first name. I forgot. Eddie Vedder. I'm going to get roasted. I'm sorry. I'm on the younger age group. Singer-songwriter, and he was for Pearl Jam. I don't remember the reference between San Diego. Why did that pop up? That's okay. I was on a different page completely. I don't remember the actual, tie-in between it, so comment down below of why it's the Padres in Seattle. I'm assuming he's lived in both or something. I don't know. Please don't roast me. I don't remember everything. But yeah, tomorrow's the Vetter Cup. And I want to point out, we'll come back to this real quick. So let me go to my graphic. So from 5/16, it's going to be on Apple TV, by the way, Friday. So if you don't have Apple TV, borrow it. I don't know. But we have a lot of things to go over. First of all, we won today, but the Dodgers took us still because they also won today, I'm pretty sure. So, boo, we're in second place. But game one, we got Stephen Kolek, who I'm super excited about, against Evans. I don't know who Evans is. I'm going to say Luke Evans because it sounds like a good name. I'm excited to see how Kolek goes because he's going to face Julio Rodriguez. He's going to face Cal Raleigh. And he's going to face, where's his face? Jorge Polanco, who's been doing really good. So this might be his first actual, challenge. Even Rowdy Tellez, I'm looking at the lineup on the very right. Even Rowdy Tellez is hitting. So we do have some, so as you see on game 2, right, it says undecided. So let's go back to this real quick. We do have some injuries to go over. 3 starting pitchers are injured. George Kirby, who's great, I know. Logan Gilbert, who I'm pretty sure is also great. I'm not sure who Taylor Dollard is. But 3 starting pitchers down is not great for the Mariners, so I hope we can pounce on that, especially because they're going against Nick Pivetta, so we want to pounce on that. But things are lining up into a sense that we have a good opportunity to win this series. I was scared to death when I said we should have swept the Angels last series, or I guess this series. And then we lost game 1, and I was like, oh god, did I ruin this for us? Is this my fault? But no, we pulled it back. So there's no curse. I'm good. I can say these things. I think we have a good opportunity. As you see on the matchup predictor, we do have a 63.2% chance to win. That's game 1 to be said. But overall in the series, I think that's pretty accurate to our numbers. But the lineup does look good for the Mariners. They do have hitters. They're only, good it's kind of it's like low-key Angels, but a little bit better. I mean, Jorge Polanco to 3.24 average. That's good. 10 home runs. That's good. But I don't know. I think we still have a good chance, especially with Pivetta and King. Hopefully Pivetta is back because he did have a bad outing last time. And as you can see, Brian Wu, who is really good, we're not playing unless he plays on game 2. I'm not sure when he pitched last. But I think for right now, we're going to be okay. We have similar offenses on team stats, as you can see. Our average is obviously better. We're one of the best in the average, but their home runs are way more than we have. But the slugging is kind of similar. Our ERA is definitely much better. Whips better. Strikeouts were better. So, in a way, it's pretty even, but I still definitely think we have the slight edge, and especially with our 2 top pitchers and Kolek. I'm not going to include Kolek in top pitchers, but I'm going to include him in my heart as a good pitcher. So let's just say I think we have a good chance if everything goes right, and we can win the first ever official Eddie Vedder Cup. Please don't roast me that I don't remember who that is. But let's move on real quick. Let's just go over this, I guess, real quick. X marks his spot. Is Randy actually legit? And up next for the Padres, I am so excited to see X hit well again. I know he gets a lot of crap, and we'll talk about that in a sec, but it's so good to see X play well. And is Randy Vasquez actually legit? I showed you the numbers. I'll show you one more time if you want to pause. I don't know. I don't know. But I do know that we got some post-game reactions for you. I'll try to make this a little quick because I am going on a little long. Sorry, guys. I have so much to talk about. I can't help myself. But Lockridge deserves to play more in left field. His bat has looked improved this year, although still in development, and he can cover way more ground than Hayward. Platoon him with Tyler Wade if you have to, but he's shown he deserves more play time. Yes, I did like I said, I did like Jason Hayward, but his bat is not there, and Brandon Lockridge has impressed me. So I am okay with Brandon Lockridge over Jason Hayward. And then bring up Tyler Wade, the platoon. Not bring up, but like, if there's a platoon need, Tyler Wade can fill that hole. Maybe bring up Oscar Gonzalez, who I don't love, but I'm not going to complain about him. So I like Lockridge. That's just me, though. Let's go to the right. Such a tough outing from Suarez coming off that rough blown save and now dealing tonight. That's some grit right there. We love Suarez. I already showed you guys the highlights. But listen, throwing 98 still. The command was still there, a little rocky, but still there. But that's kind of Suarez in general. Sometimes the command's a little rocky. But so stoked for Lockridge, rooting for him so hard. Huge swing right there. Yes, we love Lockridge. We do. I'm supporting him. Let's put it that way. Manny Machado, hotter than Transformers 2, Megan Fox. I am more of a fan of Transformers 1, Megan Fox. But I got your analogy. I hope people are old enough to get that reference. Happy for Bogey tonight. You know he feels the heat and hate. Good to see him being the reason we won tonight. Listen, I don't know how Xander Bogaerts feels about all the hate. I'm sure he sees it. But I'm glad that his teammates put him up on a pedestal, and he still has that skill, even though it's not as apparent as everyone else. Like, he's not on a 16-game hitting streak with 10 home runs like other people on our team. But we don't really need him to be that. We need him to be at least solid. He's not going to be a top 3 like I've said before. He just needs to be solid, and right now he is playing solidly. And then last one, happy for Rob. One rough outing shouldn't define a player, especially with the outings he's been having. On to the next one. Yes, we always love Roberto Suarez. Sorry for the slightly longer video and a late upload. But I had a lot I want to talk about today, so thank you guys for sticking around. If you did stick around, comment something fun, like Go Padres with 2 exclamation points. That way you know you're special to me and I love you. But comment, how do you guys feel about Randy Vasquez? Are you worried? Are you happy? Just in general, let me know. And of course, happy that X is back. Just tell me why you're happy. Tell me how you're doing. Off day tomorrow, of course. So maybe expect a video from me tomorrow. We'll see. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe as always and have a fantastic rest of your day. And of course, go Padres. Have a great night, y'all. Or morning. Wherever you're watching this.